Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we are checking out Love Me, Love Me, Love Me, a cover by Nerissa Ravencroft. Now this is a new member of Hololive English, which just debuted, and they debuted with this cover. One of you let me know in the comments below, so we're gonna check this out. I'm super excited to get into this. We heard the song once before when it was covered by Izuru, but this is gonna be my first exposure to the song in English, actually, because this is an English cover. So I'm excited. Let's just jump in 3, 2, 1, play. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, listen to that's a very choral. I mean, that voice, that is awesome. I mean, that's like a symphonic voice. That's like a voice you can put over anything, really. That's awesome. Okay, going in on suppression. Nice! Listen to the Demeanor she's using for her voice there. We're pushing the air out on that please, and then we're sustaining that at the end of the word please. So we're holding that out a little bit instead of ending it on please. Instead of focusing on the lees and having that emphasis there, we're holding out the please. It basically elongates the impact of the word. Listen how it just like holds that out. I wish I could hear that lift right there on the own. I wish I could hear that without the suppression, because that sounded super cool. And I also like how we had that vocal demeanor switch again when she went to K. That was nice. This mix is awesome too. Nice. Ooh, look, she's got that Disney princess-esque, you know, that little articulation where you know you're singing out, and then you add a little bit of theatrical, like almost staccato notes into your lyricism, and then you elongate after that. That's like, to me, that's a very like Disney princess-esque thing, like theatrical, like a theater kid singing. You know, when you can hear how that in the top of my class, like I love that. I love that for me to surpass. I love how she enunciates that. There's no one left for me to surpass. Don't I look cute in this dress? I really must confess, it's tightening round my neck. Nice! When she went to the tightening around my neck, you could hear that little bit of a wavering, you know, kind of communicating the mental instability of the song. That is awesome right there. Nice. The blast beat, well, not, I don't know if you'd consider that a blast beat, but you know, the drum percussion matching the wavering in the voice, it creates this tension around the chord that the keys create. That is beautiful. Nice. When the bass pulse. I'm sorry, I said a bass pulse. That is completely wrong. I said a bass raise. Just more bass in the mix. That is beautiful. Man, I really wish you know, I know the suppression is like an artistic choice, but I really wish the lyrics weren't suppressed, or I guess the vocals weren't suppressed earlier, because I just want to hear how she's projecting all of these notes. Her control over both her vocal demeanor and her pitch is so beautiful. It's very theatrical. It's super fun to listen to. Nice. Okay, nice. I was wondering when we were gonna get those, like, real tension notes in the vocals, because she shot up for the love, and we got like a big shoot up high, and then we came back down a bit, but we were very solid, just kind of hitting those tonal notes, but we weren't really getting the tension. But it looks like, because from what I remember, I could be remembering wrong, but from what I remember from the other cover from Azure that we listened to of the song, it was, and I hope I'm correct when I say Azuru. It could have been someone else's cover that I'm remembering incorrectly. But from what I remember, it was Azuru's cover, and it was very, like, the tension notes were very built into, like, all the vocals. Like, all the vocals had that chaotic nature, that tension added in. And this, to me, it sounds like we're kind of segmenting it out. So we have these moments where it's a very melodic and natural, and then we have these moments where we're hitting the tension. And I say notes, but it's also just kind of the demeanor of the voice, because sometimes it feels like we're just focusing on the pitch and the artistic nature of the song, and sometimes we go more theatrical with Nerissa here. And I'm liking this approach. I like to do the other approach as well, but it's nice to see something different. And so it's fun. It's a fun take on the song. All of the hurt, all of the ache, help me escape. Take it away. Nice. Is there no end to this too? Oh, that was super stable, and then we sustained it into the vibrato. That was awesome. I mean, man, this reminds me of, like, when I was playing clarinet. It feels like the technical aspects of just the playing, like, the woodwind instrument, it feels like she's doing that with her voice, because of how natural she just switches into her vibrato, getting these different vocal demeanors, even when she has that sustain with the big love, and she sustained that in, like, almost like a shrill sense, and she was adding that aggression into it. That's super, super cool. I mean, like, when people talk about the voice being an instrument, like, this is exactly what they mean. Just the absolute finesse and control over it. I don't remember the bass being mixed so high in the song. I actually really, really like the mix for this. Listen to how high the bass guitar is in this mix. I actually really, really like the mix for this. And, I'm a bit partial as someone who's a big fan of metal music. Whenever I hear, like, a bass guitar, just being able to hear the bass guitar is an automatic plus for me, because so much metal music, you completely miss out on the bass guitar. But, man, I really, really love the mix. I have to check, what the team was for this. I don't know if she mixed this, or some cover staff mixed this, or who exactly worked behind the scenes, but I really, really like all the work. The only thing is, I don't like these moments where we get vocal suppression, because I feel like we go from vocal suppression into build up into the chorus, but I feel like unless you're gonna have this vocal suppression right before the chorus, it doesn't feel like it needed. I'd rather just hear the vocals in their full glory without the suppression on them. You know what I mean? That's a personal preference thing, and that's not necessarily something that is due to Nerissa or the team. It's just kind of a choice that they chose to sustain from the original, I suppose. I like that. Da-na-na-na. I like that run there. Nice. I love those parts. I love that when she does the lift and then she comes back down into that husky whisper voice and she goes, the K or the hey. I love that. It's those demeanor changes that really sell me. You know, it's probably why I like artists like Unnamed, artists like Otto. You know, those just on the fly demeanor changes with pitch perfect pitch control. I mean, it's so much fun to listen to, and Hololive has gotten themselves quite the vocalist under their brand, because Nerissa is popping off over here. I like how, you know, on those big, you know, moments, like when she's saying perfection, or even when we had her doing the sustain for love, you know, she has her mouth sort of more open. Like you can hear how open her mouth is. You know, the vowel is more emphasized compared to now, where it's, you know, a bit more focused. And just hearing that immediate juxtaposition between the two is really, really satisfying to me. Some people don't like it. Some people really like it. I personally really like that juxtaposition between just a open-faced vowel and then right into the focused vocals. That perfection, it's almost like it's an A there, you know, and then we come back down into the focused vocals. And part of it, you know, is, you know, perfection. She could have done perfection and it made it more focused, but she went for perfection and made it more open. And then comparing that right after with school is a lot more focused. So, you know, getting that comparison right there is super, super fun in terms of lyricism. Which, if I am correct, I believe transcribing the English lyrics was done by the talent, Nerissa. I could be wrong about that. Feel free to correct me in the comments, but I believe the lyrics translation was done by Nerissa. So that was a conscious choice to put perfection in that manner and school in that manner and compare them. Right after school, I'm finally confessing to you. Ain't it too good to be true? Nice. Nice. I love those, you know, getting those little like theatrical elements, you know, with the breathiness. And I like how she didn't put the breathiness into the vocals themselves, but just in right before her vocals. You know, she's using those gasps to emphasize the intensity of the lyrics. I mean, it's super, super fun. I absolutely love what she's doing here. She is completely selling me on her voice. Oh, and this is... I am already sold on this talent. So, massive props to Nerissa. Hololive definitely got an excellent vocalist under their belt here. Ooh, okay. Nice. Okay, I like how she pushed it out even farther on the "you can have everything," and, you know, having the vocal layering as well. That was really, really nice. Ooh, I love that so much. I love those layered vocals there. They're slightly delayed, up high, and breathy. That sounds so good. Especially on the transition to this, from this. Okay, so listen to that breathiness right there. And we sustain that into this part, but we push up the backing vocal. So now we're super up high. So we have this treble lift, right? So taking a little bit away from the bass tonalities, right? And then we're emphasizing that more with the sustain, adding to the tension. That's super, super satisfying. And obviously, you know, props to the original composition as well, but Nerissa is nailing it right here. I love it. If I have you, I can have you. Shoulder my load, now yours to behold. Still not enough, you're not enough, never enough. Nice, nice. We have the complete treble lift there, and then we introduce the bass drum. You can hear the bass drum. So now we're on opposite spectrums of the mix, and then now we're slowly coming into our midtones, and then I'm assuming we're going to have a full-blown spectrum covered on the mix. Nice, coming in with the bass guitar. Ooh, I love that vibrato there. I know I keep pausing on the dissension from here, but that is a beautiful vibrato as we have the bass guitar running down. That is so good. Ooh, okay, we are segmenting the sustain now. Oh, so we had a break in the sustain there. And I also, you know, if you notice, we introduced the sustain, and we have a little bit of scratchiness in the instrumental. You can hear the little wavering in the digital synthesized instrumental there, which is, and I think, you know, from my perspective, in my opinion, I think that's a good thing to add because you're directly comparing a consistent sustain with the wavering. But I do think it should have been added a little later because you want to focus on the vocals and then have a little variation and then focus on the vocals more and then have the break and then have more vocal sustain. But nonetheless, I mean, that was crazy. Nonetheless, that was a really, really awesome. Oh, okay, nice. Okay, so we have that wavering, and I don't actually know if that's synthesized. That could just be the instrumental. That might not be synthetic. But that wavering there, we had it again on the second segment, and that actually sold me. I think there was a good amount of time between the vocal sustain, during the vocal sustain until we get to that digital wavering there, or that instrumental wavering there. That was really, really nice. That was really, really nice. All right, instrumental focus now. Are we gonna get more? Yep, we are. Building up. Ooh, nice. Nice. And the vibrato sustain on the dissension, and we cut out some of our treble tones there. That was good. My voice is like cracking. Beautiful, the reverb on the vocals as well. Oh. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. I loved that. I think you could probably tell that I loved that with the fact that I've been fangirling over it to the point where my voice is dead now. But that was awesome. Massive props. That was an excellent debut cover from Nerissa. I am definitely going to be keeping an eye on Nerissa to see if she releases any more covers or originals, because that was awesome. I really, really enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun. All the vibrato, the vocal demeanors, the little switch ups where she'd add a little breathiness, like on the K and the hey, like on those breathy, like afterthought lyrics. That was really, really nice. Man, man, that was awesome. The mix itself, the bass was treated with so much respect in this mix. I cannot be thankful enough for that, because the bass was absolutely utilized to the best of its ability. It was excellent here. I loved the bass guitar. And man, I will say there were like a couple sustains, like basically on the love, like on the big love sustains. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Hopefully I can.
Left for me to surpass. Don't I look cute in this dress? I really must confess, it's tightening round my neck.
I think I'll come up a little later. Like, this sounds excellent. Right here, on those big belting out notes. Like, that right there seems to challenge her range a little bit, but she can obviously go higher. It's just that I think she's belting it out, and she's trying to put all that intensity to it, that I feel like it maybe falls a little bit flat of where it needs to be. Like, I think it just needs to be a little more resounding, because her voice is so full and so well supported before and after that, that when you have that morph, that shrill treble tonality, it doesn't necessarily sound intentional, even though it may be. It may be like an intentional vocal demeanor we have there, but it just sounds a little bit forced, like it's straining her vocals to do that. But nonetheless, I mean, it doesn't sound like she's like particularly off the pitch per se. So it still sounds really solid. Like you know, it's a little bit strained, but it's still super solid. So overall, I mean, you saw how excited I was over this cover. Throughout, I absolutely adored this. This was awesome. So yeah, thank you for recommending this to me. I'm definitely gonna check out more from Nerissa once she comes out with more stuff, because I am looking forward to it. Yeah, I wish her the best with her debut, and I hope she has fun in hololive English, because I will definitely have fun listening to whatever music content she puts out. So thank you very much for watching. As always, feel free to recommend more in the comments below. Aside from that, I will see you all next time. And if you'd like, feel free to subscribe to the channel if you want to see more reactions like this one. Thank you very much.